Welcome back to Katamari Damacy, folks. Just thought I'd just take a quick moment to take in this nice little extra start menu that you have when you load up your save file for the first time, with a very nice melodic piano version of the theme tune right there. Just so stylish, just absolutely filled to brim with charm. So yeah, let's not wait any longer, shall we? Alright, so yeah, we finished off the very first level for in the previous part, so let's move on to our next star, which will be star number 2. Magandang Tangkalipo. I apologize if I butchered that. Have you ever been to the Philippines? We stopped in the day before yesterday. We hope you can visit during the days rolling. Like, that's possible. Now, maybe if you drop me off in the Philippines for once. Jesus. A royal present for the hard-working prince. Okay, yeah, so now we're getting into the main game. We can now start finding royal presents dotted throughout all of the levels. If you find a royal present and you manage to roll up into a Katamari and finish the Katamari before time runs out, then you will get the present inside, which will be like a new item for the prince to wear, basically. That's what we were thinking. While playing catch with your present, and it went down to earth. Just fell to earth. Must be around somewhere, so roll it up while you're at it. Sending things to earth. Maps, programs, feelings, inspiration, flavor, fashion. Does that imply that the king of all cosmos is the one who created Earth? Or he's the one who actually just filled it with crap? Today you'll be rolling inside the house. The Katamari should be, let's see, around a full 20 centimeters. We can believe in you for 7 minutes in Earth time. I probably should have rehearsed the script. But any longer than that, and even the king of all cosmos can't be expected to wait. We look forward to a nice Katamari, mini prince. Alright, so yeah, we're back here inside the house again, and yep, this time we've got a slightly higher goal to accomplish, and we also have a time limit to beat as well. So we better get rolling. Oh, I get it. Very funny. Jesus. Okay, so I'm trying to actually remember where each of the royal presents is. I remember where it is in this particular level. But before we can get to it, we do need to roll up a little bit bigger. I think we need to be at least a crisp 10 centimeters at the very least. Oh my god! Whoop! That was the royal whoop. Just helping you out of a tight spot. Many apologies. You know what? Actually, credit where it's due with Katamari Damacy. Like, yeah, if you do accidentally clip through the bottom of the world for whatever fucking reason, they do actually account for that and help you out of it. Not like in something like I don't know, GTA 4, where you're just literally just stuck swimming under the fucking city. But yeah, no. As much as I do love this game, it is a little bit janky in spots. I've heard that We Love Katamari is a lot more stable. However. There we go. Alright, so yeah, 7 centimeters. Yeah, we need to be 10 centimeters in order to be able to get out to the garden. So yeah, no, each individual level in Katamari Damacy is actually built out of 3 individual worlds. There's quite a few different levels, but you're basically playing in 3 different locations. So I believe there is the... So I believe, yeah, you've got the house, which we're in right now, and then you've got the town, which the house is based in. It's just like a larger area, and then you've got the world, which is obviously the world that the town is based in. And I think each individual location can be found in like the larger maps as well, which is like really cool level design. Like the way that this game is made to sort of account for the Katamari getting bigger and bigger. Like I think it plays into like the simpler art design. Yeah, it makes it easier for the PlayStation 2 to load the data quicker. 10 centimeters. Just get it bigger. But yeah, it made it easier for the PlayStation 2 to sort of account for it, and made it easier for it to load the data faster. But yeah, no, it nevertheless, it still looks really fantastic. Also, because this first level that we're doing is only 7 minutes, so my plan at the moment is, for the time being, my plan is to do at minimum about 2 levels apart. For the Let's Play. But eventually the levels will start getting longer, so it will be condensed down to just 1 level per part. Although there are some levels that might actually be over in about like 2 minutes if I absolutely cock them up royal, which I probably will. There we go. Oh, actually, let's grab all of those. These like New Year's cards? Yeah, New Year's cards. Grab these. Yeah, 4 minutes, still 4 minutes to go, and I've already 16 centimeters. We're not doing too badly here at all. Alright, so the royal present is somewhere out here in the garden. I believe it's on board a... Yes, there it is. I don't think I'm not big enough to pick it up, though. It's in that little flying Santa sleigh that went past. But yeah, also, yeah, just as I mentioned earlier, like, yeah, I did manage to roll up that surface here, like this little step, but in the process, I knocked a bunch of stuff off the Katamari, even though, ah, well. Also, I haven't mentioned how fantastic the music is in this game, too. So I think there's actually kind of an interesting sort of story behind the soundtrack of Katamari Damacy. Like, yeah, I'm not sure if it counts for every single song in the game. There we go, 20 centimeters, perfect. Oh, what a nice Katamari. Substantial, yet goes down smooth. But actually, we would love to have a much bigger, nicer Katamari. We'll leave you to your work then. Alright, see you later, Dad. So yeah, with this game's soundtrack, they have some rather interesting. Yeah, this is a very interesting soundtrack in terms of how it was actually made, because I don't know if it counts for every single song, but what they often did with their soundtrack is that they either tracked down. Yeah, I think this was primarily any like songs that weren't made in-house, but like for the soundtrack, they tracked down a number of Japanese musicians and artists who had either A, retired from their careers in music and sort of came back for like one final job, or alternatively they had fallen on hard times in some regard, and like Katamari Damacy was an opportunity for them to get back into the spotlight. There we go, got ourselves a royal present. One of our royal presents. You found it. Yes, you did. Be sure to keep it in the Katamari till the end. But yeah, no, there are 2 songs in particular in the soundtrack where this is the case, and like, yeah, I find the stories for both of them very, very endearing. There we go. Take care of the gardening here. Eggplants everywhere. Indeed. Or at least in that one specific spot. Anyway, yeah, now that the Katamari's gotten nice and big, we can come back here and start rolling up some of the larger stuff. in this room here. Like that's one of the one good piece of advice I can give to Katamari Damacy newer Katamari Damacy players. Go back to areas that you previously explored and roll back around again. You can, all of the larger objects that you couldn't pick up earlier will be a cinch to pick up now, and will be really, really handy for getting the Katamari nicely plugged. Alright, 30 seconds. And yes, that alarm will be going off every single time we have 30 seconds left on the clock. Ring-a-ding-ding. Alright. Oh, actually, yeah, also my mine to 35 centimeters. The Katamari is nice and sparkly now. Which I believe means that it's big enough, it's the largest size that it can be to impress the king. Which is good news. Time's up. It was boring to watch this whole time. We'll zip back to space now. Royal Rainbow! Alright, let's see how we did. 35 centimeters, 7 millimeters. We are moved to tears by the size of this thing. This is so incredible. Happy, happy, so happy. We want to turn it into a star right now. Here, this is our royal present, which is, we got ourselves a little scarf. Isn't that lovely? Guess what? Guess what this is? It's a scarf, I literally just said. The thing you collected the most of is stationery. My Earth really is full of things. We will now release it into the sky. And up it goes to create... perfect score. Fantastic. Ooh, we've also got a little bit of story coming here now. I mean, it shouldn't surprise me that that would make international news, but yeah, no. Every few levels, we will be treated to a little adventure from that family as they sort of as the son of the family in particular tries to figure out what the hell is going on with the missing stars. Anyway, now that we've got our royal present, let's equip it and give our our prince a nice little scarf there, perfect for the winter, which it isn't right now, is it? Oh, well, no matter. Anyway. So yeah, I think we've actually got a couple of options now. I think what I'm going to do, instead of make star 3, let's move on to our next star here. Let's make Cancer. What, we're going to be making AIDS next? Jesus. What is it? Something's not quite there. Oh, yes. We get it. It just doesn't look delicious. This sky does not seem yummy at all. Everyone is still hungry, yes? Can't you see that, silly? Speaking of delicious, we say crab. Most certainly crab. I've ever had crab. Once you deal with all of the shell, like, crab is fucking excellent. It's delicious. Sending things to Earth. Objects, maps, hopes, dreams, love, joy. Looks yummy, and is already gaining some strength. Thank you for your help, inchling little crab. It's got a little smiley face on his back. But no, not yet. Patience is a virtue. Focus. We must focus. To make the yummiest cancer possible. Yeah, they're obviously referring to Cancer as in the constellation. This is how we make the constellations which were destroyed, by completing specific objectives. All you have to do is roll up as many crabs as you can find. Let's see. You have 7 minutes. We look forward forward to a mouth-watering Katamari, Callow Prince. So yeah, indeed. For this particular objective, it's not just a matter of making the Katamari as big as possible. We have to collect as many crabs as possible. I think in order to get the best score, you have to collect a minimum 80% of the crabs in the level. But we've got 7 minutes to do that. More than enough time. We can even have the chance to pick up a couple of spines as well, which is basically land crabs, but without the the pincers. But yeah, as you can see, this place is inundated with crab. So many crab. There we go. There's a pub quite close to where I live, actually, that specializes in like in shellfish and seafood like this, and and I've tried their crab, and it is just so good. But yeah, the thing about crab is that it requires so much effort to actually eat, so you're probably better off just getting it like potted or something. Yeah. All of the meat, but without like breaking your knuckles. Jesus. Actually, yeah, there's a couple of crabs. There's a few crabs in there, but I don't know if I'm. Shit, I think I might already be too big to get into that doghouse, unfortunately. Yeah, fucking. Okay, yeah, no. Ah, well. Looks like I'm not getting all of the crabs. How unfortunate. There we go. So yeah, how you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you something that I did not too long ago, actually. This is something that I've been putting off for way too long, and I finally got around to doing it because, like, yeah, for obvious reasons. I finally watched Spider-Verse. Like, me and my brother finally got around to watching that movie together, and Jesus Christ. Like, that is the, yeah, that was the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen in my life. It's probably one of the best superhero movies as well. Like, there is no exaggerate, like, you hear people, like, rant and rave about Spider-Man, about Spider-Verse in particular, and there is very good reason for it. It is because it is really that fucking good. The reason why we finally got around to watching it is because, partly because, A, we just never got around to watching it in the first place. It was about time. And second, because obviously we went to see Across the Spider-Verse in the cinema. And yeah, I have to say, yeah, it's genuinely fantastic as well. Like, yeah, I'm not actually 100% certain which one I think is better, at least not presently. I think if I'd have to guess for the time being at least, I need to sort of sink in a little more. Oh, I got a horseshoe crab as well. Lovely. I need to let it sink in a little bit more. I think I prefer Into the Spider-Verse for the time being, and that's just because that's a complete, like, a beginning to end narrative, whereas Across the Spider-Verse is a two-parter. And yes, and yeah, the second part, Beyond the Spider-Verse, hasn't been released yet, so we need to wait for that to come out in order for us to get the complete story. But the story that we did get in Across the Spider-Verse, like, yeah, that individual arc was just utterly phenomenal. I loved it to pieces. It is such a good movie. Like, if anybody tells you that the movie is bad just because it ends on a cliffhanger, they don't know what they're fucking talking about. Yeah. Also, yeah, hot take. Miles Morales is the best Spider-Man. Yeah, it just goes without saying at this point, I think. Yeah, he's got that similar kind of story. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Peter Parker picked a peck of pickled peppers, but he's still fantastic. But yeah, there's just something about Miles that I just enjoy a little bit more. Yeah, reminds me a lot of Peter when he was younger. There we go, that's a few more crabs. Yeah, you got any problems, just hit them with the shampoo. But yeah, no, because yeah, Miles reminds me a lot of Peter when he was younger, and I think Spider-Man does work quite nicely, like, yeah, as a younger character. Yeah, like, yeah, he's just a genuinely, like, yeah, he's a genuinely cool dude in general. He's got a good, yeah, got a good personality, good brain on his shoulders. Like, his additional powers, like the, yeah, being able to turn invisible and the bioelectricity is rad as shit. And like, yeah, just the whole, I think he just sort of like, because I think like back in the, I remember back in the day, like sort of back in the 90s comic books, I think like the first like Spider-Man that they had, like yeah, he was like, yeah, this first Spider-Man who wasn't just Peter Parker. I think it was Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, the guy in the blue hoodie. But that guy was just a clone of Peter, whereas like Miles Morales was the first like brand new Spider-Man. So it did sort of a much better job of sort of encapsulating the whole anybody can be Spider-Man angle. And they couldn't have picked a cooler, nicer kid for the role. And also, yeah, like, and also, I think he also pairs up really nicely with Gwen Stacy as well, the newer Gwen Stacy. Yeah, not the version who was killed or cloned or had sex with Norman Osborn for some stupid reason. I'm not joking, that is a real comic book and it's awful. But yeah, like the Gwen Stacy who becomes Spider-Woman, like yeah, she's fantastic as well. I really hope that version of Gwen also appears in Spider-Man 2, the PS5 game. Yeah, don't make her Spider-Woman right off the bat. I want, yeah, like give her an introductory arc similar to what they gave Miles in that game. There you go. But yeah, no, that would be genuinely cool. I'm really looking forward to that game. I should think about maybe at some point I'll even Let's Play Spider-Man. I'll probably do the remastered version of the game because although it does give Peter the new face, I'm a bit of a contrarian. I don't mind that new face so much.
No, you're wrong.
Whee! That looks delicious. And also slightly disturbing. Oh well, let's take the Yum Yum Rainbow back. Bath. Too crab intensive and kind of gross. Anyway, what? 110 crabs. Fabulous. This is it. This is what we wanted. You literally just said you thought it was gross and that you didn't want it. Like, make up your mind, Dad. Crab. A sea of crab meat. Crab heaven. This looks incredibly yummy. We are one step closer to the finest starry sky there is. Whoops. We are drooling. Alrighty, let's just release it into the sky. And up it goes. To create cancer. And yeah, 80%, so every single star is fully shining. Are we sure the king is the one in charge of all the cosmos? Oh, well, I have no idea. This game is very weird. But, yeah, no, that's probably a good place to wrap things up. So let's go back to our house for a nice little nap, save our data. And we will see you guys in the next part, methinks. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Katamari Damacy. TTFN.